Yes. All right. Oh, almighty golly gee whizzikers. It's Wednesday night and we're back. Welcome to Stray Cats Outdoor Cartoon Television. This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show, and I'm your host, Pat Renwick. And again, what else but another, I say it a million times. I've said it, I don't know how many episodes we have, but there's 4 seasons and counting, and another big show worked up tonight for you. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got our buddy coming on.
Got the juice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this, man. We're really happy for this dude and his accomplishments as of late, as of always. John Cox coming on this show. Yes, Chickamauga champion. Chickamauga champion.
Are you saying manga?
I said Chickamauga.
Chickamauga?
Chickamauga.
Chickamauga
phobia.
Mauga?
Super Bon Bon.
Yeah.
Is what I said. Superman that hoe. That's what I said. Something like that.
That's what she said. That's what you said.
But speaking of that's what they said, my buddy sitting over here to the right of me is actually Spider-Man underneath that beard. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Popcorn, Spider-Man Whitaker.
Hello.
That's him.
Hey, Pat, you ever put fish in the live well just for fun?
No.
Why not?
I did. I have.
Why wouldn't you do that?
I don't know. I just don't do it anymore.
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't. Ryan Whitaker with pressing news on anti-live welling fish. Hey, we'll talk about that at the end of the show.
It's odd that you don't do it.
I don't tournament
like
fish either, though.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I guess that would be the reason then.
Yeah, it could be.
'Cause you
I don't start fishing till 10.
Sorry. Anyways.
Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. Right, Ryan, lose yourself. Give your free will a chance. You've got to work to succeed.
Trying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Speaking of working to succeed, I'm going to go around the table right here. This dude over here, he's been away a little bit.
Yeah. It's been all over.
It's high. It's high. JP High. He's dynamite. He is the Nostradamus of the Ned Chicken. It's his new bait coming soon to Tightrope Lures.
Tightrope lures.
TightRopeLures.com. Artificial baits.
Artificials mostly.
They're mostly artificials. Yes, that is true. It's JP High, the hip-hop fisherman, OG hip-hop fisherman, back from Germany. Statten, Scoopin, Schaff, dich, me. I'm talking to you.
What's up?
I said, Schnappen, Bluten, Schnacken, me.
Nachen.
Hi.
He doesn't even speak German. This guy. This guy over here.
He's always speaking German.
You know who
He's
does?
German.
You know who does speak German?
Who's that?
The Huey Lewis of his generation. Give it up for Simply Red. The Red Recluse Spider. He's a secret agent. He can do handstands and flips. He can snatch the pebble from the hand. He's the best freaking producer in this room. Ladies and gentlemen, Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger. Ninja. Yes, sir.
I think he's feeling funky.
We made him blush. We made him blush with that intro. You see that?
He's just red.
He's just always red.
Yeah.
He's always red. We're all red from the sun.
Yeah.
It's so nice to be back bass fishing.
Bass fishing's fun.
It's the best there ever is. And speaking of the best there ever is, put those power poles down. Don't you go nowhere. Oh, wait. Hold on. I skipped the whole dang thing, didn't I?
Yes, you did.
Thanks for the cue. I mean, me. Thank me. Holy cow. Like, what the heck? I'm excited to talk to John Cox. All right, business. Business as usual.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, I get super so excited. So excited. Red Bull is my friend.
Yeah, you're supposed to put it in your mouth.
Red Bull is my friend. Put it in your mouth and drink them. Red Bulls. So contest winners. We want you to know all that has been straightened up. I know there's a couple of you, and then one of you from the Jay Kumar giveaway. Holly, I know you're one of the winners, as well as 2 other people. Anyway, you're getting your stuff. It's all coming to you tomorrow. It's all straightened out, so thank you very much. And speaking of contests, our buddy John DeMay over at Dem Jigs, who makes an amazing flip jig. By the way, check out the new 1/2 and 3/4 ounce flip jigs with the new custom John DeMay Signature Series Special Edition, only available through John DeMay Super Special Supercalifragilistic Flipping Hook. It's amazing.
You got that.
It is absolutely amazing. Check them out. They're giving away $50 worth of them jigs today. That flipping, football, they got all that stuff. All you have to do, it's super simple. Like and share the live Facebook feed that's going on right now. Like and share the live Facebook feed. That enters your name for a chance to be drawn at the end of the show through a randomizer to win $50 worth of dem jigs. Remember, take the privates setting.
Yes.
Take the private setting off of your Bookface page when you share it, because otherwise it doesn't go in our randomizer. It doesn't show us you shared it.
Get rid of your privates.
Get rid of the private
While
settings.
you're at it,
Yes.
Dem Jigs has their own contest going on their Facebook page, which is an awesome contest. And all you got to do is go to the Dem Jigs Facebook page. When you place an order, comment that you ordered, like and share the contest, and you have a chance to win your order for free.
There
you
it
get
is.
your order for free, up to $150. Your order can be up to $150.
$150 worth of free jigs. A chance at it.
Yeah.
And JP tagged the Dem Jigs Facebook page on our social media, so just follow that, and boom, you get a chance for a double contest from Dem Jigs today. So with that being said, am I clear? Do I have clearance? Clearance. Put the power poles down. Don't you go nowhere. We're coming right back with the champion, John Cox.
Step up your game. It has been said that professionals are only as good as the tools they work with, and Alpha Angler has developed the ultimate set of tools for you, the competitive angler. Alpha Angler custom rods, brought to fruition by the passion of master craftsman Jake Boomer and 2017 BASS Angler of the Year Brandon Palaniuk. Alpha Angler rods are custom made in the USA. Designed and engineered to be perfect, Alpha Angler utilizes a very unconventional approach to making the very best bass rods, from drop shotting to flipping. Alpha Angler's focus is on building perfectly balanced tournament-grade bass rods at an affordable price. Join the Alphalution today and purchase direct at alphaangler.com. Step up your game. alphaangler.com.
Hey guys, Micah Frazier here. I've got a bait from War Eagle Baits called the Buzz Toad. Big thing lately has been putting a toad style bait on a buzz bait, and preferably it's my favorite way to fish one. This bait here's got a quick planing head, a great hook, and it squeals right out of the package. The body of this bait is big and bulky, so it allows you to skip it. It planes quicker than a skirted bait would. In my opinion, it's just the way to fish a buzz bait. So y'all check this thing out. It's pretty awesome.
Throw farther, get some Kevin Van Dam's line and lure. You can launch it a mile. Still going. Well, better stick to fishing.
The TH Marine Hydrowave H2 KVD Edition is a surefire way to ignite a feeding frenzy. The Hydrowave utilizes a sound-emitting technology that imitates bait fish and other feeding fish below the surface that preys on the competitive nature of bass and other game fish to get you more bites. The Hydrowave is another way that TH Marine has you covered from transom to trolling motor.
Nothing stops your boat faster and holds it more securely than Power Pole shallow water anchors. Some folks hear Power Pole and think, oh man, I can't afford that. But did you know you can get the 8-foot Power Pole Sportsman 2 hydraulic anchor now with Sea Monster 2.0 pump and heavy-duty hydraulic hose for just $1,295? It's got all the features Power Pole anchors are famous for, and a single Sportsman 2 will hold a bass boat up to 4,500 pounds. Go check it out at power-pole.com to find a dealer near you. Power Pole, swift, silent, secure.
The swim jig technique is one of the most successful ways to put fish in the boat. Time in and time out, Brovani Baits swim jigs are just the right tool for the job. Beaming with quality, the Brovani swim jigs come in a myriad of colors, feature the best premium hooks and solid trailer keepers to give you, the serious bass angler, the confidence you need to accomplish your goal of putting more fish in the boat. So go to BrovaniBaits.com and start climbing the ladder to swim jig success.
All right. Welcome back. Here's the moment you've been waiting for. I'm your host, Pat Renwick, and right now we're bringing to you our bud, man. This is our bud. We're super happy for this guy. We're as excited as the smile on his face to bring to you Bass Fishing Galaxy, the one and only John Cox. Yes. Heck yeah. I love it. Welcome back, dude.
Hey, man, thanks for having me on. It's been a crazy week.
Dude,
crazy couple weeks.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations,
Thanks, man.
John.
Yes, sir.
I'm telling you, it was so amazing. It was a really special week last week. So.
Dude, we thank God for the I guess the love-hate relationship some of us may have with social media, because at least we get to follow what the heck's going on with John Cox in these special moments, man. But
right.
Dude, I mean, you did it again. You have moved up, okay, to third in the world ranks according to Bass Fan. Third in the world ranks, man. You've been at this like about 8 years, okay?
Yeah.
You got 7 wins between BASS and FLW. Not too shabby. You're of course the 2016 Forest Wood Cup champion. What a hell of a title!
Oh man.
You do hand.
It's hard to even believe that I won that tournament.
Exactly.
It's just crazy.
Dude, you do handyman stuff.
I know.
You do.
I know.
And you smile like a Cheshire cat constantly. It's amazing. It's amazing, dude. The energy that John Cox conveys is barred none. It's barred none. I have never seen anybody that has the attitude that you have yet cares as much.
Right.
If that makes any sense, because it might seem like you give 0 Fs, okay?
Yeah.
But
you have to. I mean, to keep going. I mean, it's just there's so much you can't control. So you just have to have that attitude and just roll with it, I guess.
Hey, you know that you did it again. You won again. That's awesome.
Anyone that doesn't smile as much as you, John, that's doing what you're doing is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know it. I mean, I go fishing every day,
yeah,
and I try to figure out new stuff every day. I mean, it's just a dream for everyone, I mean, anybody doing this, they should be happy every time they wake up.
You're doing it, man. And I like to explore the psyche of the professional bass angler. Yeah, I mean, because I mean, everybody knows that I actually, my real job, besides being a bass fishing talk show host, that I'm a sports psychologist.
Right.
I mean, you know that. I mean, look what I do for Jeff Crete. I had the amazing things worked up for Crete.
Right.
Brandon Palaniuk, where he got today, not saying nothing, but he fired me. He fired me.
Right.
Because they didn't need you
Yeah,
anymore.
Kevin Van Dam. Yep, I talked to him at a sports show once. Yep, I did. That's me. But actually, I got my degree. I got my degree from the old Orenthal James Simpson online psychological sports development course, the O.J. Simpson sports course online.
Nice.
All right, I got it. I got a degree. It's hanging right here in the studio. If we could move the camera, I'd show everybody.
Knows how to find the juice.
But here's what we're gonna do, because I want to explore this psyche. All right. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hypnotize you. Okay.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm gonna hypnotize you here on live bass fishing talk show television. Okay. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you into 3 phases of your life. Okay. Basically, the first fish, that first bass, that's the first phase. And when we get to that phase, you just say how old you were and where you were, like mentally at that point of your life. Okay. And then you'll hear a shotgun sound, and that will bring you, it'll snap you into the next phase. And that will be when you decided you were going to be a professional fisherman, how old you were and where you were at that stage of your life. And the third and final stage is where you are right now and how you're feeling mentally after this chick win. Okay? All right. So let's hypnotize John. Are you ready? Okay. Are you relaxed, John?
I'm pretty relaxed.
Okay. Now, you can see the pen, right?
Yeah, it looks like a rubber pen.
It's watch this trick.
It's shaking from the Red Bull.
See that? Okay.
Wow.
Are you getting hypnotized? Okay. Now, John, when you hear the sound of the shotgun, you are young John Cox after catching your first bass.
Gosh, you know what? It was like, I feel like it was yesterday. I got all this tackle from this guy that worked with my dad, and I pulled this bait out of the box, and it had a blade on it and a skirt, and I had no idea what it was, and I threw it out, and I was letting it sink, and I was reeling it under the water, and I caught a 4-pounder, and I was so pumped because I was like, oh, this is my new favorite bait. And then to find out that it was a buzz bait and you were supposed to reel it on top of the water.
How old were you?
Oh, geez. That's probably like 5 or 6.
5 or 6. The old buzz spinner
Slow
bait.
rolling the buzz bait.
Slow rolling the buzz
The
bait.
old buzz spinner bait. There you are. Boom. Okay. And on. John Cox decided he wanted to be a bass fisherman, a pro bass fisherman.
It has to be that very first John boat tournament I fished, and I won $80. And I was like a 13-year-old kid, and I was like, I just made $80, and I went fishing today. I'm like, this is it right here. This is what I want to do.
That's the deal. And you won it swimming a buzzbait under the water, didn't you?
Yeah.
And how old were you?
13.
I think I was 13.
13.
Yeah.
13 years old.
Sorry, I missed that.
Okay, goodbye, 13-year-old John Cox, and on to present day John Cox.
So, man, I mean, I wake up and I don't believe it sometimes. I get out there and I'm just like, how lucky and fortunate I am to just do this every day. And it's just, I fish every tournament like it's the last one I'm gonna fish. So I just, just go hard every time.
Dude, and I mean, you're a pretty basic guy, from your style of fishing to your lifestyle, and that's it. You kind of just wake up and go fishing and let the cards fall where they may. It seems.
Right.
I mean, and it works for you.
Yeah, I put a lot into it, but yeah, I try to keep it. I don't, because I mean that's the thing. I mean you can mentally, fall out of these things, and and just you can ruin your chances of winning, with like stuff in your head and just overthinking things. So I just try to keep it, simple as possible, and just and just roll with it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, and it works. As we stated, it works for you. But where that has got you is basically your peers, as well as the fans, see you in the upper echelon of professional bass fishing. I mean, top water, of shallow water angling. I mean, dude.
Of all angling. It's just angling.
That's amazing. You're third ranked.
I know, it's crazy. I don't even, I always, when I see that stuff on Bass Fan, I'm like, geez, what, they must have added something up wrong. Who's adding that up? So, but it's really cool to, be up there with a lot of those guys. All them guys I watched on TV, growing up and stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely it is, man. And then up to this chick win, dude. And let's go back to the last time you were on Stray Cast. I mean, we did a little clip on it, and you were you had goosebumps then talking about chick and Champlain.
I know, it was just, those were the two I was looking forward to, and leading the points going into Champlain. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything better than that, Wow. And I'm excited. I feel like, I mean, I'm ready to really do well at Champlain. I haven't really caught them really, really good there, but, I think all this time and all these vacations we spent there and stuff, I'm really excited to see what happens.
Oh, yeah. You put a little time on the water up north.
Yeah, quite a bit there.
John, I got to ask you, you've got a graph on your boat with mapping, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now, a lot of guys, like offshore guys and stuff like that, always do the color shading on their graph for depth.
Yep.
Do you just have 0 through 3? Is that it?
I do actually. I've had the CMAP, Lowrance CMAP at Chick, and I got it right before practice, and I did it. I shaded those first few feet, and man, it really helped me find some of these little shallow areas. So it was pretty neat.
You got it. It's just a red rim around the whole way.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's where I'm going.
Don't run here, but fish there.
Yeah.
Dude, but let's kind of go backwards on the Chick win. Okay, that was an amazing derb for you, dude, and let's go from the last 10 minutes of the tournament. All right, let's start there and move backwards, man. I mean, you had what everyone describes in bass fishing as that funny feeling. It was like, I mean, it was something like said, hey, man, you had those couple trees, didn't you? You had some...
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. It's like, all week, even during practice, I was like, I knew there were good trees, but I just completely forgot. And they were a little ways up the river, and I just didn't want to go, so much out of my way at the end, but and then I just had this feeling, and it was like, go to the trees, and I looked at the time, and I was like, I might be able to make a cast at each one of them, and I took off for them, and it was the best decision I made, the entire year so far, and it was just,
we hear about that a lot, right? Where guys that win have those. I don't know, those gut instincts, those premonitions. What's the difference between you convincing yourself to do it compared to like maybe in the past where you might not have done that? I mean, what was was there a different feeling?
It was more like just trusting, what the thoughts in my head throughout the entire day. A lot of time, even guys that watch the live. I mean, I struggle talking while I'm fishing because my brain is going 100 miles per hour trying to think what my next move is, and trying to, and not like, not overthink it, not be like, I need to go do this and then not go do it, or get lazy and not make a stop.
Right.
And I just, that feeling at the end about the trees, it felt so right. And it was just like, it was like the light bulb went off. Like I was waiting for that the entire day, and then it just like, oh my gosh, I didn't go, and like I knew, like as soon as I threw to the first one, I knew I was gonna get bit. It was the best feeling ever.
And it happened. And we just had, I think Andy Morgan was on a few weeks ago, and he said that's one of the differences between the old Andy Morgan and Andy Morgan now is that he sometimes doesn't listen to himself on those decisions. You know, it's a
Right.
tough thing, man.
It really is, because sometimes you can overthink it, and then you try to make all those decisions, and you're just making all these stops that are unneeded, you know. And so it's like, you know, it's hard to level that out where, you know, you're gonna listen to your head, but you're not gonna go overboard and listen to everything, you know.
Right? Yeah, yeah. We got to keep it simple, like your style of fishing.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
plain and simple. Keeping it plain and simple, dude.
Right.
Like, and correct me if I'm wrong. You were kind of using I know you were fishing a swim jig and the general, but the swim jig was that kind of like the search deal, and then the
fish finder.
Then the wacky rig in the old General Stanko to the bedders, right?
Yep. And you know, and the thing was, even that last day, I wanted to catch them so bad on that jig again. You know, because you just, you know, the bites are awesome, and it's so much fun. You know, you got it on, you know, 50-pound braid, and, you know, and you're just cracking them.
Sure.
So I really wanted to catch them on that, and I was catching small fish on it last day. The conditions weren't right for it. It was real bluebird. There wasn't much wind, and so it was really hard. That I kept throwing it, but every time I picked up the general and would sling it out there, I'd get bit. So I was fighting it the whole time, but then at the end, I was like, you know, I just laid the jig down and stuck with the general.
They do it. See, another one of those decisions, man.
I mean, that's crazy. That's a major shift in speed of fishing too. That's like going 100 miles an hour to 5 miles an hour.
I know, and it was, man, I'm telling you, it is. It was one extreme to the other. I mean, I'd thrown it out and on some of those areas, and I wouldn't even move it. You know, and I really, you know, last couple of years, I've seen the max scent stuff really perform in that situation where you would actually you would just dead stick it and just leave it out there, and they would grab it, you know. And it was really neat. It really paid off that week.
It's painful, but it's great when it pays off. That's
do you think that's got to do with the scent, like literally marinating the area?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know. I mean, I'm not moving it or anything. I don't really understand what would draw the fish over to something that's just laying down there on the bottom like a stick, you know. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's got to be what it is, you know.
Their curiosity, like what the heck is this?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, on that swim jig, you were throwing the I think it was like the max scent meaty chunk.
Yep, the max.
Why'd you pick that?
You know, when I started, you know, I always thrown like swim baits on the back and you know, crawl trailers and stuff, and I started throwing that. And actually watching a lot of fish come up that would usually just steal the chunk.
Okay.
And I actually watched them come up and grab that chunk, and I would actually let them take it just a little bit longer, and I'd see them take the rest of the jig.
Interesting.
So I was just sold on it. And
like Steve Kennedy. Honestly, that's like Steve Kennedy's always throwing that.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like last 3 years. I mean, that's
the deal,
all
huh?
I've been throwing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what size was the swim jig you were
I was just throwing a half ounce.
A half ounce. So you're working it pretty good. Popping it.
Oh yeah, wide open.
Gotcha. Wide open.
Really popping it though, right? Shaking the rod tip with it.
Yeah, doing a lot of shakes and a lot of just, you know, just swimming. You know, I just changed it up too, and I changed the direction with my rod. So I'm really, you know, putting a lot of work into swimming that thing to make it look, you know, and it did. I don't know if you guys watched some of the live, but that sucker, when it come through the water, I mean, it looks so real.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was like, when I'm throwing, I feel like any second one's going to come.
Dude, and you averaged like a little hair above 20 pounds a day. So, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I really thought I needed to catch one of them great big ones. You know, a fish over, you know, 5.5, 6 pounds, and I never did. And, you know, it was just such an awesome week, man.
So
it was something else.
What's the deal with those fish? What were they, like you were waiting on them, or you had figured out how to wait on them, for lack of a better way to put it? They were waiting on the water, right? But you were.
Yeah. So what was crazy, you know, when we got there, the water was real low. I mean, it was down, I think, 2 feet. So a lot of these areas I was finding fish, you know, I was taking the crest liner, and I was actually having to hold the trolling motor up, you know, with the, you know, out of the water and troll down the bank. They were so shallow, and I would see these fish sitting out in the middle of the pockets that, you know, big fish, big females, they would be sitting out there, and they would, they would slowly start every day. The water would come up a little more, and they would slowly start getting closer and closer to where I could see the bed almost on the bank. Until the first day of the tournament, they were actually able to go up there and actually lay on that spot, on their side, which is amazing.
Isn't that nuts, dude?
They knew the water was coming up, and they were just waiting on it. It was incredible.
Crazy. And I mean, and just when you first saw that, were you like, wait a minute, these are bass?
Oh yeah, it made sense once I saw it. I realized how many times that situation happens when we can't see the fish.
Yeah.
The water's down, you're catching fish out in the middle of pockets and stuff. It just opened my eyes to so much more visually seeing that. It was really cool.
They're so particular with the whole spawning ritual, and let's save that for a minute because I want to talk to you a little bit in depth about spawning fish here in a moment.
Okay.
But what I want to get back to is, and you kind of already answered it, the final equation in the Chick Derb win here is the practice. I mean,
right.
You had a win before a Chick. You're comfortable at Chick.
Right.
And so were you fishing stuff you knew and running that kind of stuff, or was it all new deal? What?
Yeah. Well, what's amazing about that lake, and it's so good, is that there's not much dead water there. Like I can't think of any place where you can't pull in, throw the trolling motor over, and start going and not catch fish.
Wow.
So I think that's like going there knowing that there was no dead water, you weren't going to be in any bad water, the entire tournament. It just gives you so much confidence because you're in something productive. No matter where you are on that lake. So that's kind of what really, helps me. Like I don't have an actual spot or an area. I'm just going to cover as much water as I can, and I'm just going to fish. And that place sets up perfect for it.
It's a good spot to be in. Then I mean,
it's an awesome lake. I mean, you got to think for day one, my females left, and I just bailed on them, and I went to my 5 biggest males. And almost had 25 pounds.
Some big boys.
I mean, where can you do that?
It's nice to play in that court, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have all the games there.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
Hey, before we get too far away from the baits, one of our viewers had a good question. John Long on our Facebook page. He wanted to know if there's any specific reason you didn't use an O-ring for that general.
I've been talking, to a lot of, some of my buddies and stuff that throw O-rings.
Mm-hmm.
I do lose a lot without the O-ring. You do get a lot more fish with the O-ring. My thing without the O-ring is when I'm throwing that thing and I go to pull it over something, I'm throwing it. I don't have a weedless hook on it,
Right.
And if I have it on the O-ring, the hook's sideways.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I feel like it hangs a lot more.
Sure.
Compared to if I hook it, right through the worm and it's facing upward when I'm pulling it.
Right.
So I feel like it's still a little more weedless, and I want that general to fly off the line when I set the hook and I'm fighting that fish. I want just the hook, straight to my rod, and I don't want anything messing up the line. Yeah, because I mean you got on like 10-pound fluorocarbon, tied to some 10-pound fire line, but you don't want I just don't like having that general sliding around on the line. I want it to be gone,
right,
and just have it straight on the hook. So I mean that's the main reason I hook it straight through it.
No leverage.
Nice.
Direct contact.
Yep.
Boom. That's the deal. Hey, these spawning fish, man, they baffle so many bass anglers out there. You seem to have a pretty good grasp of them. You spend a lot of time doing it, back home in Florida. And in fact, I think you go completely dark during that spawn. Like you don't. you even have underground routes to the ramp.
Right,
I mean, you completely black out. You're in the John Cox spawning phase rabbit hole. It's done.
Yeah.
But so you seem to understand them pretty well. And we have all read the books, John. We've all read the articles. We've all watched the videos. There's moon phase. There's water temperature.
Right.
There's water levels, which
right.
seem to be a huge factor throughout the United States this year in regards to spawning fish. Whether the water's too low, whether the water's too high.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's going on, Lori? How are you doing? Welcome to Straight Cast. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Lori Nealon right here. Let's give you a studio audience round of applause.
Thank you.
Look at that. They love you.
We can't hear you guys, so hold on.
Oh, wait. Okay, do it again for Lori, please.
We can hear you now.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lori from Crestliner.
All right.
There she is.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for talking to my guy here.
Oh, that's John Cox. What do you mean your guy? That's our guy.
No.
We own him.
No. How's it going?
It's going really good. Hey, what are you doing? What are you guys just hanging out?
I'm just packing up. I got to head to Chicago.
Oh, do you?
He's gonna wrap up the shoot here.
Yeah.
Do you got a couple minutes to talk to us?
I do. A couple of seconds.
Okay, well, I was going to talk. We can put where this is, since we have a special cameo. This is like the Tonight Show. I love this stuff right here. So what we'll do is I wanted to talk a little Crestliner with John, but how appropriate that you're here.
That I'm here.
This seems like a total setup, but it is obviously
it's magic.
No, it's really not. But I wanted to talk to John about he has an obvious passion for his Crestliner boats, and I mean, and you guys are you're there. You're establishing and growing the root of John's John boat passion. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
And
he's. Go ahead.
No, you go, Lori.
Oh, okay. Do I got this?
You got
All right.
this.
Yeah, no, we love having John on our team. I think, John is just like one of us. We're a group that likes to have fun, bring fun to everybody else. So yeah, we like to have John on the team, and he does a fantastic job out there catching fish.
Oh yeah, he does.
Even at a photo shoot when we have to fake it a little bit.
Photo shoot sounds so official.
Yeah,
it's so official.
Lori caught most of the fish today when we went out to catch some for photos. It was pretty impressive. She was working on her sight fishing.
Nice.
Yes.
Lori, did you ever see Zoolander?
Yes, I have.
So during the photo shoot, what was John doing? Like Magnum or Blue Steel? What was he? Was he more of this or that?
Well, he's kind of like got that side swing.
Okay.
And then you got to have that smile, right?
Okay. Oh, you got that.
Signature smile.
Yeah, he's got
the smile.
He's got that. So has John ever he helps to contribute to designs of Crestliner, I imagine, right?
Absolutely.
So has he ever brought you an idea that you were just like, nah, we're not doing this, John?
Glass bottom boat? No way.
Well, I don't know. He spent some time with our product manager today.
Uh-oh.
So I have an idea. We might have a new PT coming pretty soon, probably in the next year or so.
Wait a minute. John Cruise. John Cruise. John Cruise. No, a John Cox signature
That'd be
series?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
John
Sorry.
Cox.
Yeah.
Is it going to have a glass bottom on it? For sight fishing?
Oh, that's such a good idea.
There, see?
Well, we're actually talking 75 years next year, and we're talking about a John Cox edition. So
that will be outstanding.
I don't know. Let's ask John what he thinks we should put on that boat.
And you guys,
that'd be awesome. That'd be I don't know. We talked about a whole bunch of stuff we were going to add on there, and it'll be exciting to see what happens.
You guys have a sight fishing tower on a pontoon, I saw.
Yeah. Man, you can see all of them from up there, I'm sure.
You need that on the PT-20, the John Cox edition.
We'll just do some bow fishing from the top of that.
The crow's nest.
There it is, man. Well, John's doing a great job of stamping the claim with Crestliner, isn't he, Lori?
Yes. He is. He has really helped put Crestliner on the map in our southern market. So we got to get John working on a little bit of his public speaking skills.
He's fine.
So I'll work on that. But no, I'd rather have him focused on fishing, and we'll take care of the marketing of him.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You're like his handler.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
like his entourage.
Yeah, we discovered John when he was trying to get through a culvert a few years ago in a Crestliner, and that's when we thought, well, we will pick him up.
Is that how that started, for real?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
Yep.
So you were running a Crestliner prior to your sponsorship?
Yeah, we actually bought it from a used truck dealership.
Okay.
And we bought it for alligator hunting, and then we saw at Red River that it was flooded, and I was like, man, we should really take the alligator hunting boat, and man, it paid off. It was
that is so John Cox.
It just worked out.
That is awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
I hate to take off on you guys, but I have to get to the airport. But
Wait, just
this has
45 more minutes with
Yeah,
you,
okay.
Lori. Hold on. 45 more. 45.
more
45 more minutes. That's all we need.
okay, let's
with you.
go. You're going to come with?
Sit down. No, thank you so much. One more time, give it up for Lori Nealing from Crestliner Boats.
All right.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank
you
you.
guys.
Safe
See you
travels, Lori.
later.
Thank you.
Take
All
care.
right.
Boom.
All right, see you later.
It is like the Tonight Show, right, John?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
This pops in.
Yeah.
Not bad at all.
Yeah.
And you even got some loving right there. That's awesome. That's a great relationship
Oh yeah,
right
no,
there.
yeah. It's it's like family when we all get together, do these photo shoots and dealer meetings and stuff. So it's been an awesome partnership.
What's the best meal that Crestliner has comped this week?
Oh my gosh, you wouldn't believe the food. We had this photo shoot. It's like we had the biggest burritos you've ever seen.
Really?
In the morning. Oh, like
in the
you
morning.
can't even eat it all. It's probably like it's breakfast burrito, but it's the biggest.
Like
it's
a football?
It probably weighs like 1.5 pounds.
Wow.
And then
Bunch of fish.
And then they constantly bring stuff in like more than you can handle. And then they were telling me like, they're like, geez, John, that shirt's a little tight on you. And I'm like, wonder
It's
why.
a schmedium. Was Lori telling you that? Because boy, she's busting on your public speaking and now your physique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feeding you 1.5 pound burritos and complaining about your physique.
My last public speaking was at the Minnesota Boat Show, and I thought I was just gonna get up there and be like, oh hey guys, all this, and then they gave me like an hour period.
Wow.
To talk, and I was like,
oh
my God, I have nothing prepared.
All right, we're gonna take questions from the audience.
It's a pretty cool boat, huh?
That's what we did, and it actually worked out really good.
Hey, we got to finish up on the spawning thing. Let's go back to the spawn because the question a lot of no, that's great that Lori came in, but the deal with the water levels and everywhere else. How does this affect the fish? I mean, obviously they care. Do they care that much?
I think it matters at certain places that we go. Chick was a perfect example as that they wanted the water a certain level, because when that water gets to a certain level there, it opens up so much more spawning area.
Okay.
Compared to let's see, we compare it to let's say Okeechobee, or I don't know if you compare it, but just compare it to a lake that when the water's down, there's still plenty of area to spawn out in open water. You know what I mean? To where Chick, there's not like some of those shallow pockets and stuff. There's not a lot of place for them to spawn out in the middle on a low water situation.
So
right.
Do they know, like, say the water level is too high? Do you think they instinctually know not to go up too far to spawn?
I think some will go up and spawn, but I think your majority of them won't go. Like your big push of them won't go. Just because I just feel like they, like when the water comes up, you they'll get up in the bushes and you'll catch a few spawning, but most of those fish are up there feeding. You catch a lot more like pre-spawners, and they're kind of waiting for that stable. They like it when it gets stable,
And are you a firm believer that the biggest fish, the apex predators in the system, will spawn first? Are you a firm believer in that?
Yeah, I think mostly in Florida it's like that 100%. Those great big ones come in on the first few waves. But I think some of those fish probably come in and spawn again a month or so later. They're just not as big, they've already dropped a bunch of eggs. They might only have, half the eggs they had before. So you don't get those fish over 10 pounds like you would in the beginning of the year.
Gotcha. It makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah.
But it's a puzzle every time, isn't it? The whole
It really is. And it's crazy. We were talking about, reading the books and like how, how it's supposed to be and all that. And like, I've just seen like over the years, how the fish, they've made, some changes, like they've just changed from and from year to year it changes,
Sure.
And it's just crazy. It's it's just not it's so different some years they'll all come in at one time, because of the weather, and they'll all do their thing, and then we won't have any at the tail end of the spawn, and then it's And some years it'll be like this year, and they'll kind of trickle through the whole time.
Seems to be happening everywhere.
They make their own rules.
Yeah,
absolutely. They don't read the books. They don't know.
No,
they don't know. So what's the surefire sign that a fish on a bed that you can see is uncatchable?
Jeez, I don't. I thought normally I'm like, oh, I can catch every one of them. That's what I try to think.
Right.
But let me tell you, we're out here on the photo shoot thing. And I'm like, I've worked more fish this week and haven't caught them here on Table Rock than I ever have. I have no idea. I just but I did though this evening. I did realize when I went back out, a lot of those fish I was working were paired up with females now, so there was actually nothing down
Gotcha.
when I was working those fish.
Okay, that makes sense. And don't you wish they were like peacocks? They just bite every time.
Yeah,
Boom,
yeah.
Throw on the bed. Done.
Yeah,
done.
Yeah.
How long does a female hang around the bed?
I think it really depends on the water temp. If it's a real warm, say we're in like the 70-degree water temp, I don't think she'll stay much longer than 24 hours.
Really?
Yeah, if it's warm, if it's at like high mid 70s or so. But when you get those real early spawners and you got a 58, 59, maybe 60-degree water temp, sometimes those will stay all week. Like just because the water is cooler, the fry doesn't grow as fast, And
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes
Never
sense.
heard that.
And where do you think they? Again, we've read the textbooks, but where do you think they go immediately when they're done? How far do they go?
So what normally happens, what they'll do is when they're done spawning, if there's not a bluegill spawn going on as they're leaving, they'll just go. They'll go out to the get in that cooler water. But if there's a bluegill spawn going on, they'll go straight from the beds, and I think they just go and they start eating bluegills.
So that's the key. It's the whole timing thing again. That has to jive.
Right.
The whole bluegill bass sticking around thing has to jive.
Yes. Yep.
Because
if the bluegills don't come in, they go.
Dude, it makes sense because those are obviously the best during the bluegill spawn.
Got to have food.
I've had amazing days fishing, but then during the bluegill spawn, I've had shitty days fishing, and it's probably because of where they were as far as separation.
Right. Yeah,
when
they already
happened.
went out past them, and they will. And sometimes the bluegills will be gone, or they won't be there. All the fish will back out, and they'll go out deep, and then the bluegills will come in, and it will just take a day or so, and then the bass will go and start keying on them again.
Makes perfect sense. We're learning from John Cox.
Does.
Oh, it's right there. Hey, you know how we usually we goof around and play games on this show, right? Well, we have a special viewer edition of Get to Know John Cox today. So these are questions from viewers, and this is, believe it or not, I only have like one question in here. You'll probably be able to pick it out, but the rest of these are serious questions.
Favorite Van Halen song?
Yeah. these are serious questions. So we're gonna interrogate you right now, a little People's Court style. Judge Wappanair. It's a John Cox update. Right now it's Straycast, the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. Viewer edition of Hammer and John. That sounds like a sitcom. Hammer and John and the Snowman this fall on NBC. John, how many 6-pound bass are in that pond of yours? 6 pound and over.
6 and over, I say there's probably 30 of them.
30
probably
of,
too many.
30 of them 6 pounds and over. How did you train the fish?
It's crazy is that there's certain ones that have been there for the last 5 or 6 years. There's one that's been there, and it'll be 100 degrees, and he'll come up and hang out with me for like 5 minutes, and then he'll almost be where he's dying, like floating up on his side, and he'll swim back out, get in the cold water for a little bit, and then he'll come back. But that fish is always coming, and
he comes all up like a crackhead, and he's like, hey, John, you got any more of that Mac scent, man?
You got another piece of cake, man?
Got some of that Mac scent?
You got some of that cake?
You got a slice of pizza?
Yeah. But it's crazy, but like the other day, that fish, I fed him, I fed him the cake. At first, they wouldn't come up and take anything out of my hand. I threw the piece of cake in. One completely inhaled it. Threw another piece in. That one ate it. And then those fish, they would come up and they would like bite my hand, and I could like pet them, or I could get in the water and I could. It's like they lost their mind when they ate the cake.
It's just like their master,
yeah,
just like their
it was
owner.
Just like my kids. If my kids would have ate that cake, it would have been just crazy. It was just
Did that
like
thing hold the cake down, or did it barf it back up?
Oh no, they swallow it and then you'll see it shoot out their gills from the icing. Yeah.
But
they just swallow the whole
on
thing.
A crazy sugar high for like an hour.
Yo, yeah,
afterwards.
that's why that's when they get so crazy after they eat it. It's so neat to watch them.
You gotta train them to drink Red Bull next.
Yeah.
Just throw a can of Red Bull in there, see if it eats the whole thing.
Next week when I get home, you guys have to watch on Instagram.
There it is, it's coming.
Yeah.
What's the most amount of Abu Garcia rod and reel combos you've ever fit in the Crestliner at one time?
Probably I don't have much stuff, so I think about 18. I put 18 in there before.
That's fair amount. Yeah. Fair amount.
Yeah.
Should cover the.
You could probably fit 40 in there. But
how often do you re-spool?
Oh gosh, I'm one of them re-spooling almost every night.
Are you?
For the tournament? Wow. Yeah. I am. I'm really particular about that because, one break off can cost you the entire tournament.
Sure. Yeah. There's some guys don't care. That's why I ask.
Yeah, I know. I'm super particular about line. So I just make sure I just like how fresh line feels. And I like how, because I cut a lot off during the day when I retie. Okay. So I like having the spool full. That's more of a thing than the line being weak. I want that spool to be full with as much line as it can,
sure.
Because
max performance.
You think sometimes being able to cast 10 more feet, how huge that is
makes a big difference.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I like it. I like my reels, be nice and full.
Do you ever fish crankbaits? We never see you fishing crankbaits.
Yeah, it's great. I'll post a video soon where I like fought. That was like another situation. I fought throwing the crankbait. I in my head was like, don't be stupid. Pick the crankbait up, and like in the last hour at Cherokee, I hammered them on it.
And so unlike you.
So mad at myself because I didn't pull it out day 3 and I only weighed 3 fish, and I was like, oh my gosh, and then I lose by a pound. I'm like, oh.
So you're gonna be cranking a little more.
Oh yeah. I got it. I got it tied on in my rod box all the time now.
What is the deepest bass you have ever caught?
I caught some smallmouth, and I think they were in like 42, 43 feet.
That's super scary deep for you.
Yeah, that's super deep. They don't even look like anything on the graph when they're that deep. It just looks like a bunch of stuff down there. It's crazy.
It's like 2 boat lengths.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a lot of PT20s right there.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
No.
That was my question.
No. Yeah.
What state besides Florida would you live in if you could?
In the summers, it would be up there in Plattsburgh at Champlain.
Gotcha.
But I would definitely not want to be there in the wintertime.
No.
So probably Dayton area. I really like it up there.
And the last viewer question is, what knot do you use for your braid to fluoro connection?
I think it's just a blood knot. You wrap
saltwater blood knot.
Yeah, there's really nothing to it. It's pretty simple. I really want to try that. What's that? That FG or F whatever.
FG.
I want to try
knot.
that one. Yeah, it seems.
It's complicated as hell.
Yeah, it does. That's what it seems
it's
like.
Nuts. I remember my grandpa doing a knot like that, and then he'd take his cigar out and burn each tag end. Get that? You ever see guys remember when they used to do that? Burn the tag. You ain't gonna slip then, son.
It's so complicated that there's a guy that shore fishes downtown Chicago when we go smallmouth fishing that's always asking everybody, "Hey, you want to watch me tie the FG knot?"
It's like a street peddler.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
he's trying to impress people that he can tie it. That's how complicated it is.
All right, now let's get Oprah. Okay, we're gonna do a straight casts edition. A John Cox. Little. Let's get serious, okay, John?
Okay.
Okay? Are you feeling good? I'm glad that you have the Chicago hat on again for this.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing the roots. John, tell us about when was the first derby you ever fished and the first one you ever won? I think we learned you were 13 at the first one you ever won, but when was the first one you fished?
Well, that was the first one.
That was the first one, and you decided you wanted to be a pro.
I didn't win. I got the $80 or $90. It was like it was for I think third place.
Still.
Yeah. So I was thrilled. I was but and then I finally I was like I remember I was like, man, if I could win that $193. I could live off that for months. That's what I was thinking.
And you were 13 years old.
Yeah, I was like, man, I could go to I could ride my bike to Taco Bell, and just I could eat all month there. And
Hello,
survive.
Soft shells.
Right.
And
Baja Blast, baby.
Yeah.
Hey, the $135. There's still 30, 40, and 50-year-olds in our area fishing 8-foot boat tournaments for $135.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, it is pretty special. But anyway, let's get serious again. Sorry, I gotta channeling Oprah again.
Right.
All right, John. If bass were extinct, what would be your alternate species?
Oh my gosh. I actually think that sometimes. Like, what would I?
Me too, actually. That's why I'm asking this.
And like if that would take peacocks off the list.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I guess I would carp fish.
What about snooks? I mean, well,
I guess I could go saltwater. I had a bad saltwater experience when I was younger and got stuck out in the ocean for a few days. So I don't really go saltwater fishing too much.
Wow.
Okay, you have to move to Australia and fish for barramundi or something.
It kind of goes. It kind of goes with our other question here in the super serious segment. Have you ever had a near-death experience, John?
Which one you want me to go through?
I'd like to hear about it.
Multiple?
Oh yeah. I mean, probably the worst was. Oh man, I don't know. Probably the worst might have been about Smith Lake. That was the closest I ever been to drowning, and man, I'm telling you that luckily I had the kill switch hooked up, and man, I'm telling you, just that's everybody just I just think about like when I was a kid and I was running just full, you don't think you'll get thrown out, you don't think any of that stuff will happen, and boy, I mean, before you know it, bad stuff can happen. So it's just, it was, that was a bad deal.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah. And thank God you're here to tell us about it.
Oh yeah. It scarred me. Like a lot of people are like, man, how come you're only running 30 miles per hour down the lake? I'm like, well, you haven't ran yourself over yet.
Yeah. I mean, we remember when that happened. I mean,
yeah.
That was awful. I wanted to hear about the saltwater story, actually.
Oh yeah, the saltwater one wasn't that cool. We went way offshore in like a 24-foot boat with like a 200 on it, and it blew up out there. And we were stranded out there for like 3 days till the
that's
Coast
pretty
Guard
damn
came and
scary.
got us.
3 days?
Yeah, that's nuts, dude.
Yeah, like I had a meatball sub in the cooler, and I was like cutting little slices out of it, and I was like, I don't know how long we're gonna be out here for.
Oh my
God.
What body part of yours would you have eaten first? Your finger? You think it would have been your pinky or no?
Yeah. Oh God. I guess I would have started with the pinky. I don't know.
Take a bite out.
You never got that question on another bass fishing talk show before, have you?
No.
Only happens on Stray Casts.
Right.
Besides fishing, what is your other overindulgence in life?
Oh geez, man. I don't really do much. I like going to the movies. Me and the kids go to the movies. We play putt and stuff. I mean, that's all I do. Like, if we're not fishing, which is really odd, but that's what we just go out and do fun stuff, whatever we can find.
Did you see the new Avengers yet?
Oh, we did.
Oh,
it was
amazing.
Actually, yeah, I actually liked it. It was pretty long, but
super long.
Yeah, but it was good.
I highly recommend. I won't give spoilers. Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know. I was getting ready.
I know.
Like,
we can't even talk about it. It sucks.
My brother. Yeah, I know it.
We'll tell people to turn it off later, and we'll talk about it.
Right.
Hey, what's the last song that you caught yourself singing out loud?
Oh, geez, what's that new one that my kids were singing it? The Old Town Road. You know
Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Oh my, yeah.
That's
geez,
stuck in
my-
your brain.
My little one was singing it, and she was like, "What is that one part?" Oh, I can't think of how it goes. I don't know, but it was. I was like, you can't be saying that.
That's the
Oh,
magic
my-
of today's society, John.
Yeah, yeah.
Have you ever seen something in your life that you just can't explain? You just can't explain it. Some sort of phenomenon. Something that happened.
Every time I win the tournament, no. It's just amazing. Amazing. I saw something one time on Lake George below Lake Champlain, and I can't explain what it was. I have no idea, but I thought it was a rock, like a giant rock, like size of the boat, and I went back to fish it, and it was gone.
Whoa.
I don't know
On
what
Champlain?
Nessie?
No, the lake right below Champlain.
Oh,
Lake
but it
George.
could have been that beast that goes
Yeah,
from
I don't
Champlain
know what
to
it
George.
was.
Could have been
It was-
Champ.
Yeah, it could have been
Yeah,
a
it was
champ.
something.
It could have been
That-
Cassius Clay.
Yeah.
Nessie.
I after I saw that, I watched into all that, and there was like all kinds of crazy sightings and stuff.
Dude, so that happened.
My God.
Yeah, I mean that was real. I don't know what it was, but
Oh.
It happened.
look, yeah.
So
I mean, I went back all week looking for it. It was like 150 feet of water there. I was like, yeah, it definitely wasn't a rock.
wow.
Yeah.
Jacques Cousteau.
I got a little
Who
scared
knows?
Yeah.
there.
John, where
Yeah.
do you see yourself in your professional angling career 3 years from now?
Oh gosh, I hope I'm still doing this. I hope I'm number one at the top.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping they would. Last time I got number one, ranked number one. I think it was a few years ago, and it lasted about a week, and then Aaron Martins took it over, and I was like,
Freaking
man.
Aaron.
I
Go
was like,
figure.
had it for a week. I was like, you couldn't have just waited and let me have it for like a couple months, 1 week.
Dude,
Some people only get 15 minutes of fame. You got a week.
Yeah.
that was great. I think we learned a few things about John Cox here
Yeah.
during that little special sentimental issue. Did you learn some things about yourself?
I did. I
Good.
was thinking deep there.
My O.J. Simpson sports psychology is working, apparently. Here we go. Hey, man. I mean, let's just get to it. Like, say that we're both in a sorcery club, and you were the chief wizard. What would you change about professional bass fishing right now?
The only thing I would change, I wish all the trails would kind of just, get together and stop thinking about, oh, we're going to keep these guys and we're going to keep these guys and just let us fish, schedule them so we can fish as much as we can and just kind of like, instead of just keeping, these are our guys and we're not going to fish yours because we're going to schedule on top of your dates. Like
I'm sick of it.
I know. I just wish we could do because I'm telling you, I would fish as many as I could, and that's what I mean.
And you've never been a side picker. It's like you've always shown your affiliation to FLW, and you've always shown your affiliation to Bass Nation.
Right.
I mean, it's no secret. You're not like I'm
fishing.
FLW, I'm Bass.
Right.
I
know. I love fishing both trails. I mean, it's I would like to fish also on the elite side and fish the tour, and I think that would be awesome.
It'd be ideal, man.
But now they've almost forced you to pick.
Yeah, and it's crazy. There's like, and I mean, I'm sure you've heard it. There's rumors abounding right now. There's all kinds of crap flying everywhere right now, and I mean, regardless. And the bottom line is there is uncertainty in the future of professional bass fishing for certain situations, as directly and as vague as I can be at the same time. Okay.
Right.
I mean, there's talks of leagues going away. There is.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what would you do, John? Does that
do you even
consider? Do you even get? Does it like you got to requalify for stuff or like?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what the hell, dude?
Yeah, I know. I think about it a lot, and I mean, until you just don't know what's going to happen. I never really thought the Major League Fishing thing was going to happen, and it happened, and it's here, and so really anything's possible. Anything. Nothing now will surprise me. Whatever happens.
Sure.
But,
and
but I don't know. I think it also gives other trails that weren't at the top. I think they have a chance now where they could because of everything's so split up now. A trail could really dominate the industry. If they make some of the right changes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And you're our bass wizard, so help with the changes.
Yeah, right.
Well, I see you as the kind of guy. Again, and you said it yourself at the beginning of the show. You're very inclined to adapting. And hey, man, so be it. Worst case scenario, say that you had to go fish here and we requalify for something. I see you having no problem with doing that.
Yeah,
I'm going to go, as long as you could keep the sponsors and things were cool there. I mean, man, it's just like, it's nice. It's a little grassroots thing again. But look, I'm looking at glass half full. That's what I'm doing. I mean, plain and simple, man. Hey, let's enough of all this hokey pokey stuff. Let's let the monkey out of the box and Pandora and all that stuff. No more honey dicking. Let's just get straight. Let's just talk bass fishing. What do you say?
Right.
Straight up bassing, man.
All right.
Whatever's on your mind. Any of you guys, whatever's on your mind. Viewers out there, if you want to send a question into John, now's your time. We're just gonna talk bassing, man. You're going to Champlain. He's going to Champlain next, and then you got the Forest Wood Cup. Cup. How you feeling, dude?
I'm telling you, coming out of Chick, leading Angler of the Year, and knowing I was going to Champlain, I was looking at weather, I was looking at water level, I was just already, I lost sleep nights after that thinking about Champlain already.
Sure.
And I had to pace myself and be like, okay, it's 6 weeks away. You can't be doing this now. You won't make it to the end, And I'm excited, And then the Cup. I mean, the Cup's going to be awesome too. I mean, it's no one's really fished that Lake Hamilton, So
yeah.
I mean, it could really be anybody's game. So we'll see.
Sorry, you excited for the Cup? That's what I want.
I am. Yeah. And don't get me, I hate fishing in August.
Yeah, it was hot as hell last year at the Cup.
Yeah. But I mean, it will. Someone's gonna walk out of there with, the trophy and 300,000.
Yeah, someone's gonna catch 15 fish. Yeah.
That's all right. No doubt.
According to Bass Fan, Lake Champlain's your favorite lake, so you gotta be.
Yeah, I do. I mean, we vacation there, after the tournament and stuff, and I just, you can do it's it's almost like Chick. You can do whatever you want. There's fish all over the entire lake. You can bounce from the smallmouth to the largemouth and back and forth. I mean, it's just endless fishing there.
Speaking of Bass Fan, you're gonna have to make a request for a change in your profile.
Oh yeah.
I find it to be a major inaccuracy now.
He's right.
As of your recent future or your recent past, it says that your biggest weakness is finesse fishing. How much money have you made with a spinning rod in your hand?
I know. That's what. I was thinking that the other day, and I was like, geez, man. I was throwing that worm towards the end of that tournament, and I'm like, gosh, this is all I catch them on anymore.
It's in general.
It still says handyman stuff.
So
we're good.
Keep that.
Keep that. But just adjust the biggest weekness, because I think it's your strength.
It's great. Like the finesse fishing part, I've always looked at it so differently, and now I'm still, when I'm finesse fishing, I'm still going fast, on the trolling motor. I'm just picking, my targets and fishing slow with it, so it just changed the way I thought of normal, finesse fishing, working, going down the bank, fishing slow, I pick my targets to fish slow, I guess.
Sure.
Right.
Still hopping.
Yeah, still moving.
I get it, man. Yeah. I mean, but he's right. Ryan's exactly right. You got to get him to change that, because it's they're like, John Cox full of shit. He just won $100,000 finesse fishing. He's
got that wand in his
We
hand.
said no honey dicking at the beginning of this. Remember, we're
I think they got me a year older than I am on there, unless I'm adding it up wrong. I don't know. Maybe they're watching. They'll fix it tonight.
Dude, the whole Abu thing's going pretty good for you.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, I'm getting certain rods dialed in and stuff, and and it's really coming along, and I think as time goes on, it should I'm getting more keyed in on what to use for what, and so
Would you ever use one of the Abu rods that say Jordan Lee on them?
Are those coming? It depends. It depends how good they are.
Right. That's what I'm just asking.
I mean, if it's something I need, and I'm like, man, I really like this rod.
I meant you personally, not the. I mean, they're good rods. I'm just talking about it. Isn't it weird to fish with a rod with another angler's name on it?
Right. Well, that's what I sent Jordan a message the other day, and I was like, man, I see him on the package of the new plastics, like it's sitting on the table, so I like see him every morning when I roll out of bed. I'm like hey Jordan, it's like, geez.
That's what duct tape's for, man. Just put it right over it.
Yeah,
write your own name in.
I'm happy Jordan's on the team. It's doing nothing but great things for us at Abu here.
He catches them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That boy catch fish.
A few times, yeah.
That boy
Oh yeah.
I like the new yellow braid too.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to mess with that yet.
I think that's Jordan's deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the old deal. Hey, what's your favorite Revo then? Since you've been experimenting more as far as bait casting.
I like the Premier, but I've been using a lot of the Revo inshore.
Really?
For my heavier braid, yeah, and I like it. I mean, it's a little bit heavier, but it's just got that little bit. I don't know if it's. I don't know. It handles the braid. Really pulling on them hard and really cranking down.
I like it.
It feels good. It feels right, So
where's the weight difference lie? Do you happen to know this between the?
I want to. Oh, go ahead.
Between the Beast and the Inshore.
Ooh, I don't know them. I know the Premier to the Inshore is I think about an ounce difference.
Okay, so that's not much. And the Premier is at,
it's not much,
6.8 or something.
Feel it. Yeah, you can feel that. I mean, when you have the other one in your hand.
So cool. All right, I'm gonna take that.
Is that what you're doing for frogging, with the 65
Yeah. So
braid?
I was frogging, then I had I was testing out the 7.3 heavy Veracity, and I put 50-pound braid on it, and then I took a half-ounce sturdy jig swim jig with the no jack hook.
Okay.
And man, I mean, and I was like boat flipping like 6-pounders with it, And I was it was a really cool setup. I like when you really get in them and they're really eating and you're ripping them out of the stuff. Like it was an awesome setup.
Now, I like that. I like the ALF for braid.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
The ALF is a great braid reel, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I like that reel too.
You could possibly throw the spool out with that.
Gosh, you can. That's what I was throwing that crankbait on the other day.
The ALF.
And I could, I could almost throw it too far.
That spool is fast. It might be one of the fastest spools in the Abu line, quite frankly.
Right.
I mean, it is. You been peacock fishing lately, dude?
No, man. I've been wanting to. Last time I went, I skipped one of the days of practice at Harris Chain. And we went down there, and we were posting, and we
hashtag John Cox-isms.
Yeah, and then we were posting, and we had some big largemouth, and everybody thought we were on Harris catching them.
That's hysterical.
And because that's when practice was going on, but it was funny.
Who's your best bud in bass fishing? Like over there around your house? Who's like your fishing bud? Besides your family, I know you love to spend time with them.
Yeah, well, so I used to fish all the tournaments with my buddy Keith.
Okay.
He's got the PT20 I won the cup with.
Nice.
So he's been running around. We're actually gonna fish tournament this Saturday. I don't know if I'm allowed to fish it, but we're gonna jump in it anyway.
See what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. I told him we really catch him. I said, you just drop me off and go weigh him.
So Keith's your fishing bud.
Yeah. We haven't got to fish much lately because it kind of. We just weren't allowed to fish much together anymore because we got on a roll there a couple of years ago. We won everyone we fished. So
outlaw bassing ain't easy.
Yeah.
Jocks, you know what I'm saying? Ain't as cool as it is in the country songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you have a disguise that you wear when you're not allowed to fish? You got a wig?
No, I haven't. Honestly, this is the first one we fished together.
Go as Abe Lincoln.
in a while. Yeah, I should.
Put an Abu and a Crestliner symbol on the Abe Lincoln hat.
Right.
Go at it.
Right.
And go at it, man.
Oh
Hey,
my
tell
God.
me the real story with this Cox juice deal. Like, I mean, like, is it that good? And I know it's always sold out. And what's up with it?
Yeah, I
bro?
mean, we're selling it really quick, and
why don't haven't you sent us any too? That's another question.
I know. It's I mean, I'll try to get you guys some soon. It's just, I mean, even I think Taco Warehouse has been out for a while. I mean, it's been it's crazy, man. We just it works. It works really good on certain plastics, and man, I don't know. We might have had a slight internal problem where I think we have had a few bottles explode on us lately.
Wait,
Oh,
what?
boy.
Wait, what?
So we're trying to get that under control. Once we get that figured out, I think everybody will be able to get some.
Wait, what the hell?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand it. Nothing's changed.
Exploding
bottles are
Cox juice?
the
Is that what
bottles
you're
are
trying to
blowing
say?
They're blowing up. We can't figure it out.
How do you swear? It's Cox juice.
Yeah.
It was just Cox juice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
So hopefully we get that figured out soon, and we can get it out. 'Cause, I mean, gosh, everybody's out of it.
I mean, dude, obviously you use it. People that are using it are speaking very highly of it. There's something
I mean,
to it.
you know what it is like any of your plastics that have like a lot of salt in them, or plastics that don't flow. That's where it really, really works well. It actually will soak into the worms. It'll help them stand up, on your Texas rig and stuff. And it just I mean, it just you can get more bites, catch fish. I mean, it's good stuff. I just hope we can get the whole bottle thing straightened out.
Yeah, please. We don't need exploding bottles for crying out loud.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Unbelievable, man. What's it like if you had like how all these guys got like catchphrases and stuff like Mike Scott never give up,
Right.
And then what's the
pow.
Chris Lane got kapow
Pow.
Oh, right.
pow, and then I don't know.
You got KVD's. How about that right there now? Yeah.
How about that? Yeah.
How about that right there now? Yeah.
I mean, there's all kinds of catchphrases. Like what would you do for like a catchphrase? Like what would be?
Oh, geez, I don't even know.
Like, I don't know. Come on, dude.
I don't know. I don't really. I've never thought of it.
Yeah. You know why? Because you don't need a damn catchphrase.
Is that what?
John Cox doesn't need one. That's the correct answer. Thank you.
Yeah.
It's
Just the catch. No phrase.
It's
Just the
beautiful.
catch.
It's beautiful for Mike. He's established with that, and it's seriously. I mean, I say that seriously. It's so awesome for him. It's people know that everywhere. Never give up. It's inspired people. It's awesome. Right. You know what John Cox does? He just goes out fishing and kicks ass and don't say much.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. That's what I'm saying. Lori, he's going to do fine with his public speaking if you're still listening, Lori. Dude, I mean, so awesome, man. Hey, again, congratulations on your win at Chick, dude. And, I mean, you just the role continues to go. Did I say Chick dude at the same time? Is that why you're laughing?
No, I'm laughing at a viewer comment.
Oh, okay.
Cox juice will make your worm stand up.
That's true. I mean,
that's pretty good.
It helps with we heard it right there. But dude, seriously, keep kicking ass, man. I mean, it's great, and we're happy to see you do that, and we wish you continued success. Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Plain and simple.
Thanks.
Anything you want to say to the peeps before we go?
Do what?
Anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Oh, I mean, I just thank everybody watching and stuff, and everybody following along, and hopefully, hopefully we'll make that live show out at Champlain, man. That'll be an awesome one to be watching for sure.
Yeah. I know the Bass University's looking forward to.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll do something there on the way there too. That'd be cool.
What were you talking about?
I was talking about the FLW live during the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a good one. If I don't make it, I'll be watching it.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be. Absolutely. Yeah. And we're hoping to watch you on there.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. And we'll see you at the Cup, dude. We'll hang out a bit at the Cup.
Okay. Yeah. That sounds good.
Andy, the Ginger Ninja, our producer, is going to show you how to tie an FG knot at the Cup.
Oh, nice. Nice. That'll be exciting.
John, thank you so much for all your support over the years. And again, man, we wish you continued success, bro.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks
you
for
so
having
much.
me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, one
Thanks,
more round of applause
Mm.
for Smiling John, the Handyman Cox. Right there. Thanks, dude.
All right, see you guys.
Peace, bro. See you soon.
See you.
There it is. Straight from the
Awesome.
John Cox's mouth. Boom. It's right there. The whole story.
There's just too much there.
Yeah, dude, that was fun.
Too
See,
many possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
That's a fun show right there.
Yes.
When you get a guy like John Cox just comes out, hangs around, tells stories, singing songs about the Southland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This old swamper needs a friend.
know exactly
Say it
what you
again.
mean.
Sweet home Alabama.
Sister.
Threw a little Skinnerd at you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Curtis Slow. Speaking of Curtis Slow,
Yeah, man.
what time is it now, Ryan?
Right now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
¿Qué
It's
hora
8:20.
es? Este por la chanson?
Oh, right now it's 8:23.
Este chanson?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
Oh, what do you want to do?
I want to give some shit away, bro.
You want to give some stuff away?
Yeah, I want to give a lucky viewer $50, buco dólares, worth of Dem Jigs, courtesy of Dem Jigs. And don't forget what's going on with Dem Jigs right now. Go over to demjigs.com. If you purchase jigs up to $150,
Go to their Facebook page.
Oh, their Facebook page. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Go to their Facebook page. And then the purchase is up to 150 bones of jigs, I think.
Yes, sir.
Then John puts your name in a drawing over there, and you get a chance to get your order free.
Yeah. And don't
Boom.
forget to like and share the contest and comment ordered
On John's page.
after you make
on
the order.
Dem Jigs page.
That is correct.
And now, onto the Stray Cast
You can win some here too.
Contesto. We're going to give away, wouldn't that be crazy if like the same person won? Oh, do we have Nikki on tonight?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A double doser.
Guess not. Forgot about that. Anyway.
Are you doing it?
$50. Call her up. See what happens. Let's try her. See if
she's
she
gonna be
answers.
ready.
See if she answers. See, just that's the magic of a show.
Okay.
It's my bad. I forgot. I'm sorry. Let's see what happens.
She knows a lot about jigs.
See, amazing. She doesn't know the winner, so JP's gonna say the winner. And is it actually happening?
She's being ready.
That's awesome. If it actually does happen.
It,
JP, if you were gonna win
we're
$50
We're like 5 rings in now.
worth of Dem Jigs, like, would you go all flipping? Would you go part flipping, part football? Would you go? What would you do?
Nope. I would half and half, probably.
What'd you say?
Half and half.
Halfsies?
Yeah.
See-
That's a lot of jigs.
It is. I mean, that's like what? 10 jigs or something, probably?
Yeah.
About 10 jigs. You go 5 foosballs, 5 flipsy swimsies,
I'd do 3 football jigs.
3 foosballs. But you lose foosballs real easy. Don't you, Ginge?
Yeah, man.
Ginge, are you hot?
It's hot.
Are you
It's a
sweating
little warm.
profusely?
Yeah.
No.
It is. We need to turn the air on up here.
Yeah. What would you get? with your
I go
$50?
all. I'd have to go one way or the other. I would either go all flips or all foosballs.
Yeah.
Because it just wouldn't do it for me either way. I'd be like, okay, 6 jigs, nah, 6 jigs, nah.
Probably get like 1 football.
Well, I love football jigs. I mean, I
You
don't.
do?
Absolutely.
Where
But you
are
lose a
fishing?
lot of. I'm not telling you.
You flip them in the middle of a tree?
Yeah.
Log jamming?
Hey, knuckleheads, I fish a football jig a lot.
Uh-huh.
I do.
I've seen you throw a swing head a lot.
I do throw a swing head a lot, and I'm always casting the half-ounce football jig.
Always.
Always. I got it rigged up. I mean, dude, you never seen it?
Never seen it.
I'll talk to you guys later about that.
Not once.
Talk
I'm
to
not
you
gonna
guys-
lie. I never throw a football jig.
I love football jigs.
Almost never. I have
In fact,
30.
In fact, at one of the spots on our favorite fishery,
Sweet Ridge?
While I'm waiting, no, not Sweet Ridge. While I'm waiting for people to let people through, taking their time.
That is a good football
That's
jig
my
spot.
football jig spot right
It's
there.
true. It's true.
Koopla chapala booba.
Yeah.
It's my
And you might catch a
foosball.
brownfish that doesn't like you.
Yeah, I have. And so my answer would be I'd get 12 footballs or 12 flip jigs. Okay.
12.
Whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying numbers. $50 worth of stuff. from Dem Jigs. Go to their page, order stuff, and get a chance to win it free and win $50 worth free right here.
It's true.
JP High. The royal announcement, please.
Tonight's winner, the Dem Jigs.
Yeah, awesome.
Joshua Grams.
Joshua Grams.
Joshua Grams, if you're still watching, please contact the Stray Cats Facebook page and say Dem Jigs with your mailing address.
There it is.
Thank you.
Joshua Grams.
Joshua Grams, congratulations. You have won the Dem Jigs $50 giveaway prize pack. Amazing.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Big time.
Time flies when you're having fun and you're bass fishing.
Yes, sir.
And this is the closest thing to bass fishing
We're
we got
talking
right
about
now.
bass fishing.
Yeah, we could be night fishing and slow rolling some War Eagle thumpers.
You know, our show at like an hour and a half is like the average phone conversation that two fishermen have.
Wow.
It's like an hour and a half.
Did you just see that on 60 Minutes?
No, but I'd say that's my average phone conversation length.
I believe it is. I believe you
I'm
are
an old
correct.
hag that can't stop talking about bass fishing.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Hey, speaking of all you old hags in the bass fishing galaxy that are just like us, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We appreciate it, man. John Cox, thank you so much for coming on the show. And again, we couldn't do it without all your support, and especially the support of the sponsors. And we have an amazing time doing this. So thank you so much. We mean that sincerely. Hope you know that. Hey, we're off next week. We're actually going away for the Andrew Ellenberger, Tom Billings birthday bash to Lake St. Clair, Detroit. So we'll see you on the maybe 29th, maybe 28th, maybe 30th, maybe 25th. We'll let you know.
One of those.
Peace. Vex Galaxy. Oh, we love ya. See you next time.